The drama surrounding Napheesa Collier and WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has exploded into a full-blown crisis that's shaking the very foundation of the league. What began as a private meeting meant to mend fences has now turned into a defining moment for the WNBA's future. Napheesa Collier, one of the league's most respected stars, has officially canceled her meeting with the commissioner, a move that sent shockwaves through women's basketball. The meeting was supposed to happen this week, but according to insiders, the relationship between Collier and Engelbert is now beyond repair. The fallout started after Collier's exit interview, where she accused Engelbert of focusing more on counting Caitlin Clark's pockets than actually helping players with fair negotiations. Those comments painted the commissioner as dismissive, corporate, and disconnected from the pulse of her players. And when Engelbert publicly denied ever making controversial remarks about players being grateful for their platform, Collier decided she'd had enough. She saw the denial as a public insult, a refusal to take accountability. That's when she pulled the plug on the meeting, sending a loud message across the league. This wasn't about one player's ego. This was about respect. The cancellation didn't happen quietly. ESPN journalists confirmed that Collier backed out right after Engelbert's pre-finals press conference, where the commissioner tried to clear the air. But instead of easing tensions, her words poured gasoline on the fire. Engelbert insisted she had never said anything disrespectful about Caitlin Clark or other players and accused the media of twisting her words. But to fans and players watching, it came off as cold corporate damage control. Social media erupted within minutes. Hashtags like #DuragumStandWithNafisa and FireCathy began trending, while players and fans filled comment sections demanding accountability. Behind the scenes, the league was in chaos. Collier's decision to cancel wasn't just personal, it became symbolic. For years, WNBA players have complained about being underpaid, undervalued, and unheard. Collier's stance represented every player tired of being told to be thankful for what little they have. Her refusal to meet with the commissioner was an act of defiance, a statement that said, "We're not begging for respect anymore. We're demanding it." As the tension escalated, Engelbert's credibility began to crumble. Reporters noted her tightly crossed arms and rehearsed tone during the press conference. Every word seemed carefully chosen to protect her image, not the league's integrity. And when she refused to even mention Collier by name, it was clear she was trying to distance herself from responsibility. To the players, it was tone-deaf. To the fans, it was infuriating. The commissioner's denial didn't close the wound, it ripped it open wider. Then came the moment that changed everything. Caitlin Clark, the league's brightest new star, broke her silence. In an interview, Clark said Collier had a valid point about how the league treats its players. Coming from the face of the WNBA's new era, those words hit hard. It wasn't just about loyalty, it was about legitimacy. If Caitlin Clark agreed with Collier, then this wasn't a feud, it was a movement. Suddenly, other players started speaking up, some subtly through likes and reposts, others more boldly in interviews. The unity was unmistakable. The message was clear. The players were done being quiet. While the finals should have been a celebration of the game, all anyone could talk about was the leadership crisis. Analysts on ESPN dissected Engelbert's every quote. Talk shows debated whether she had lost control of the league. Even veteran stars like Aja Wilson and Breanna Stewart reportedly voiced private frustrations about Engelbert's dismissive tone in past negotiations. What had started as one canceled meeting was now a league-wide reckoning. But the turmoil wasn't just external. Reports soon emerged that Engelbert's leadership style had created deep rifts inside the league office. Insiders described her as distant and corporate, more focused on PR and sponsorship deals than the well-being of players. Staff members allegedly felt ignored, their concerns brushed aside. The alleged gratitude comment about players like Caitlin Clark was just the spark. It exposed a culture of detachment that had been brewing for years. As pressure mounted, the players' union, the WNBPA, started organizing. Behind closed doors, union leaders reportedly began drafting a formal statement demanding reform and accountability from the commissioner. They knew momentum was on their side. The fans were with them, the media was listening, and even sponsors were starting to question Engelbert's leadership. Then came the whispers of NBA involvement. According to insiders, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had been quietly monitoring the situation. The WNBA operates under the NBA's umbrella, and when its reputation takes a hit, so does his. Reports claim Silver was growing frustrated with Engelbert's inability to contain the chaos. In private briefings, he was told that trust within the WNBA had evaporated, Fan sentiment had turned toxic, and the finals narrative had been hijacked by scandal. Silver, known for his firm leadership, was said to be considering his options. And if history is any guide, when Adam Silver intervenes, change follows. As the story continued to dominate headlines, petitions demanding Engelbert's resignation gathered thousands of signatures. Players who once avoided league politics began posting messages about leadership and respect. ESPN pundits questioned whether she had the credibility to lead the WNBA into its next chapter. Sponsors grew uneasy, and morale inside locker rooms hit rock bottom. Yet amidst all the chaos, there was a new sense of unity. For the first time in years, players across the league were standing together, not just as athletes, but as professionals demanding accountability. By the end of the finals, Engelbert's silence had become her downfall. Every time she tried to pivot back to basketball, the noise only got louder. Fans weren't moving on. The league's biggest story wasn't the championship, it was the commissioner's collapse. Even major franchises in New York and Los Angeles were rumored to be lobbying for a leadership change, wanting someone who could rebuild trust and restore credibility. Nafisa Collier's simple act of canceling a meeting had turned into a movement. It exposed cracks in the WNBA that had been ignored for too long, cracks in leadership, transparency, and respect. And as the offseason begins, the league finds itself standing at a crossroads. Will Engelbert step down, or will the players force change from within? One thing is certain, the WNBA will never be the same again. Collier's stand wasn't just about herself, it was about every woman in the league who refused to be silenced. Her courage sparked a revolution, one that might finally push the WNBA toward the accountability and respect it deserves. So what do you think? Should Cathy Engelbert step down as commissioner? And will Napheesa Collier's defiance mark the start of a new era for women's basketball? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breaking updates on this developing story.